Aloha, I'm Franny Pueo with Hui Pono Holoholona, which means people doing morally right, helping the animals. We're basically a spay and neuter animal organization, and this is...
I'm Maya Dolina, and I'm with Aloha Animal Advocates.
Awesome, awesome, ladies. Good morning. So, Franny, can you tell us about your organization and the work that you do here? We're in this beautiful place. I feel like I'm in the real paradise. It's so beautiful and peaceful here. So, explain to us where you are and what you do in this beautiful area.
Thank you. This We're actually in Upper Mountain View and in Kapua farm lots, and we actually have 20 acres for our rescued animals. There's a vision here, and we call it PAWS, Pono Animal Way Sanctuary, and it's serene. And this is where we've rescued quite a few animals, specifically cats, including from the volcano when it was threatening Pahoa. But let me begin about what Hui Pono is really all about. We started back in 2007 because of the our island people and the difficulty and financial hardship about getting their dogs and cats spayed and neutered. It's an incredible financial expense. So we started with helping people who could not afford to get their dogs and cats spayed and neutered through various veterinarians here on this side of the east part of our island. And it's reaching out. We do go to volcanoes, set up booths. We go to Hilo, set up in front of Walmart, educating people on the importance to spay and neuter. And the whole reason of its importance is that no healthy animal being taken to the Humane Society should be euthanized, because there's just not enough homes for all these animals being born. Mm-hmm. So that's why we first started, and we're just proud to say that the community just really latched onto it. We would start getting calls about them needing help, or they had a cat colony on trapped, neuter, return, and manage of that cat colony, and we'd go in and have these animals spayed and neutered. And it all comes through volunteers. There's not one person here that is on any payroll. It's all through donations, and it's in a community effort. So
I think it's really important for people to understand the difference. Or spay neuter is important, but can you explain what a MASH clinic is? Because I think people don't understand what's behind that and why it's important for us to do the high volume spay and neuter. So Maya, can you give us some insight?
Yes. So a MASH clinic is a clinic where lots of cats are brought in, primarily from a targeted area, and sometimes the clinic will last 3 days to a whole week. And the purpose of doing this is to ensure that when the trappers go into a targeted area, they trap as many cats and spay and neuter those cats and return them, because over time that population will decrease. And if we do sporadic spay and neuter, it does help. However, the targeted spay and neuter will stabilize a colony. It will reduce over time. The colony is returned to their area. It keeps the rat and the mice population down, all of that. So what a MASH unit does is they have very strict protocols, a very tight process. They bring in several vets and vet techs, and they do high volume spay and neuter. They're very good and very fast, and they will do 100, 120 cats per day and then release them back out into the field.
Awesome. So, with a cat colony, I think maybe people don't understand what that is either. So just give us a little insight on what a cat colony is.
Well, a cat colony is, it'll start out with 2 cats,
Yes.
a mom and a dad, and they'll have some babies, and then some other cats will come in, especially, cats group together and they're friends, and they keep other cats that are not in their colony, their friends, or born into that colony, will keep them out. Okay. Basically. And so the colony keeps growing, through crossbreeding and intermixing, and if they like a cat that wanders in and that cat smells okay to them, then they'll allow that cat in, and that cat will be friends with them, and the colony grows. So unchecked, 2 cats, a mom and a dad cat, will create thousands and thousands. I think the number in the statistics over 7 years will create 200,000 cats, something like that. And spay and neuter will stabilize the colony
For the long-term solution.
for the long term.
And that's what we're after, because Roundup kills, scientifically has shown, doesn't really work. Sure, you'll eliminate the cats at the moment or for a couple months, but because people are not really getting out there and getting these animals spayed and neutered, you'll have cats coming back. So if you take control of the situation, of the colony, then you've maximized in minimizing any future unwanted litters. And that's what it's all about. And presently, right now in our community, we have the rat lung disease, which has been identified, but apparently it's been going on for years and possibly causing more deaths than actually has been identified. So we have to take a look, what is this cat doing for us? This cat is actually our hero. 24/7, it's out there going after the rats that carry the
Parasite.
parasite, thank you, caused by the slug. So, and then also too is that in 1930s, my cousin told me that the rat population in Hololoa on the Kona side of our island was devastating the agriculture and the coffee fields. And so the state actually put a bounty, literally a bounty, on the rats. That's how bad it had gotten. Had they had a cat colony, they wouldn't have to have done that. So I remember my cousin telling me, you know, Franny, I go, what, cousin? He says, I couldn't kill the rat. I says, okay. He says, but I did cut the tail to get the 10 cents that the state was giving us. And so that's how bad the rat population is in our rural areas. And also, if you take a look nationwide in New York, everything else, the rats have become incredibly versatile, and pesticides just don't get them. So if you take a look, if you don't like a cat, just realize that this is our 24/7 hero that's doing the job of keeping the rat population down, that's keeping the rats out of your engine wire, out of going into your home or into your agriculture, and going organic. That's the way. The cat is doing a wonderful job. So that's why. So if you take a look at those who are supporting the trap, neuter, return of cats in a cat colony, there is additional benefits of getting these animals under control through a spay and neuter organization like Hui Pono or any of the other local organizations, or even with the organization that's coming in, which is called Animal Balance.
So can you talk a little bit about just what kind of service will be available to the community through the program that's coming up in July, if you give us the dates?
Right.
And
So
location and...
Right. So the Animal Balance Spay and Neuter Clinic, called Trapped in Paradise, is going to be held in Hilo on, July 17th through July 22nd. So a whole week, actually 6 days of clinic. And walk-ins are welcome, so you don't need an appointment if you're going to bring in feral cats. If you have a pet, then maybe you do want to call and make an appointment. But what is going to be happening is the cats are going to be brought in, they're going to be spayed or neutered, they are going to be vaccinated. If there's any health issues or injuries, they will be treated, and they will be medicated for fleas and worms. Then they will be returned to the person bringing them in. If it's a feral cat, it'll be returned to the field. If it's a pet, it'll be returned to the owner at the end of the day. And so all of that is free of charge to the public, because we really want to do, in that entire week, the goal is 700 cats. That will make a huge impact, especially in the Hilo area, which seems to be overrun with cat colonies in the park and along Bayfront.
And I think the other thing, if you can talk about it a little bit, is how it will help to cut down on the euthanasia rate at the local shelter.
Well, what will happen is the cats will be either microchipped or their ears will be tipped. And with that information, if the cats are being picked up by the Humane Society. We are hoping that the Humane Society will read the microchip, will understand that this cat was already spayed and neutered, and will return it to the field. So we do hope that it will curb some of the euthanasia going on. And euthanasia is really a euphemism, because it's really a killing of a healthy cat is killing. It's not euthanizing it. Also, it will prevent births, so that will prevent more cats, kittens being killed, because right now, I know this sounds terrible, but because the cat population is expanding, people are taking actions in their own hands by trapping the cats, dumping them into the river, killing them, poisoning them, and also dropping them off at the Hilo Airport runway. Believe it or not, there's lots of cats being dumped there. So we want to prevent that. This will be at the old Hilo Ice Factory. It's on 860 P.E. Lonnie Street. And drop your cats off from 8 in the morning to 9 in the morning, and pick them up from 5 to 6 in the evening.
Awesome. Do you need anything? Can anybody help you with anything before we wrap
Volunteers.
it up? You need volunteers, and they can. Do you have a number they can call for
968-8279. 968-8279.
And we'll put that at the bottom of the comments. Do you need any towels, medications, anything people can drop off?
Well, the team the 22 animal balance team that's coming in are vegan, by the way. So please, if you're going to be bringing food, papayas, avocados, bananas are certainly welcome. And yes, we always need towels. Sheets are fine. These are for the animals and to cover the traps. I do want to say one thing, is that when people see a stray cat, they automatically will say, well, that's a feral. We know that feral or wild cats are survivors past 4th and 5th generation in the wild. What you are seeing is that these cats are actually domesticated cats that are being dumped, and that the high rate of animals that are in our community are coming from pet owners, or where they have the mother cat, they didn't get her spayed, they've got all these kittens, they'll say they don't want to take them to the Humane Society because they're afraid they won't get adopted out, and so they think because it's a cat they can survive on rats, that they go ahead and release them to wherever. So we're asking people, please do not abandon these animals. First thing, it is against the law, and again, not to call them feral. They're domesticated, and to call them feral is in Hawaiian to call them garbage, opala, and that's wrong.
Okay. Anything else, ladies?
Come and support the clinic however you wish. And like Franny said, fruit donations are very welcome, and even money donations so that we can buy snacks for the vet techs and the veterinarians. That would be awesome. And for the yes, and for the volunteers. We yeah.
We gotta feed them too.
Yeah, we gotta feed us too. Okay, thank you.
All right. Okay, and any donations that can come to Hui Pono, Franny? Anything? Yeah.
I just want to say on our 20 acres. We have a vision, and I'm reaching out to all of you out there. We've got these pristine 20 acres. We want to be able to do a horse therapeutic program. We want to be able to work with post-traumatic soldiers or any individual that needs help. There's so much. We want to have even our own spay and neuter on site. We want to increase the ability to house more rescues. We need you. We can't do this without you. It's a vision yet to be established by people who want to put the work and donations in to get this completed.
Awesome.
Give them the website where they can click the donation button.
Go ahead, Maya.
Okay, it's www.hphhawaii.org.
Awesome.
Thank you.
And we'll have all of that information in the comments section, and we'll have your vision there too.
It's 20 acres of pristine that needs the community to come up and make it happen.
Awesome. Awesome.
I look forward to having you folks do it. Mahalo.
Aloha.